Shalom, Jake. Shalom. Now, everyone out here now knows that MAGAs are getting hit the hardest. Okay? This Egyptian versus Egyptian is starting to speed up. Okay? And they are getting angry about this. But it gets even stranger. Okay? This is called buyer's remorse. These Trump voters are getting hit the hardest by MAGA's slow motion train wreck. They're losing their farms. They're losing their homes. They're losing their jobs. The Lord is sending plagues through the Midwest, grinding up all their damn businesses to powder. Okay? And it's getting crazy out here. But hey, the Most High is taking this place apart. Okay, this one guy called Bradley Burrow, a Wisconsin man who voted for Trump in 2024 and is now devastated because ICE has detained and made deport his Peruvian wife. We keep hearing story after story after story after story. Okay, these people voting for Trump and come to find out they're here illegally. Okay, veterans are ready to get into it with this man. But this is what Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah wanted. Alright. And it gets even crazier. Alright. Ecclesiastes 14 verse 4. He that gathereth by defrauding his own soul gathereth for others, that shall spend his goods righteously. And they're cutting these ordinary people jobs. They stealing from them. These billionaires are being caught up in scandals. Okay. And now these people, they're going at the Musk. And now they're getting mad and they're talking about giving people 20 years for bothering Tesla products. But you got millions of people coming against this man. Okay? So while they deporting Latinos and sending Caribbeans back, which a lot of them are Northern Kingdom Jakes, these white people getting angry as hell. And they're starting to come against these people now. That's why I say you're going to have Egyptian against Egyptian. Ecclesiastes 14 verse 5. He that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? He shall not take pleasure in his goods. There is none worse than he that envieth himself, and there's a recompense of his wickedness. And we know how Dr. E get down. Okay? The man is wicked. He's selfish. He ain't even really help his own people like that. These dummies just fell for the notion white and black, where they use that against them, and now they taking their own people stuff, what little bit they do have. And if he doth good, he doeth it unwillingly, and at the last he will declare his wickedness. And that's what you're seeing today. Okay? You're seeing these people truly show you who they is now. Wait till you hear the story I got. The envious man have a wicked eye. He turneth away his face and despiseth men. You see that? So we gonna get into this. Barakathai Hawa, Barakathai Hawashah, Barakathai Hawa, Barakathai Hawashah, Barakathai Hawa, Barakathai Hawashah. Call Allah Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shah Bashem, Rakaha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS. I believe those are the prophets. Shalom and salutations to those that teach the likewise doctrine. Shalom to the Akim and the Aqua. Shalom to the scattered Israelites across the four corners of the planet. May the Most High and the Son be with you during these trying times. Now check this out. Like I said, this thing is getting more and more stranger. Okay, this man ready to fight everybody on the planet. The EU is labeling them as enemies. And they're doing a boycott of a lot of American products over there. Okay, they're taking them off the shelves, but check this out. Now, we know about this guy and his alleged secret fantasies, allegedly, with Peter Thiel, right? Everybody already know. You should know about it by now. Okay? But it gets even weirder. I'm getting ready to play something for you, and I'm like, damn. You know? So yeah, let me pull it up. Give me a second.
Okay. Mike Johnson's their leader in Congress. Okay. Mike Johnson's D.C. living arrangements have been revealed, and they are just as bizarre and weird as you would think they would be. Mike Johnson, as everybody knows, is the Speaker of the House of the United States of America, who is a big evangelical Christian who says that God speaks to him and God told him that he was Moses. Despite saying such crazy things, the Republicans voted for him to be their speaker and their leader.
This is the Speaker of the House of the United States. Okay? That's these blasphemous people who covered up the face of the judges. Okay? Let's let this finish playing. This is bizarre. These are the people running the country. I thought it couldn't get no worse. Let this play.
Leader in Congress. So some really fantastic journalism coming out of ProPublica has revealed that Moses Mike Johnson lives with a whack job evangelical preacher. And this preacher has this secretive influence campaign. And if you follow the most religious Republican men in their careers, they always end up living in these fraternity style, all guys, prayer group, frat house situations in Washington, D.C., which I think is just as weird as all get out. But let's break into the story. Put up the next slide. Okay, in 2021, Steve religious Republican men in their careers, they always end up living in these fraternity style, all guys, prayer group, frat house situations in Washington, D.C., which I think is just as weird as all get out. But let's break into the story. Put up the next slide. Okay, in 2021, Steve Berger, he is the evangelical pastor who Moses Mike lives with, has attacked the separation of church and state as a, quote, delusional lie, and called multinational institutions demonic, set off an ambitious project. His stated goal, minister to members of Congress so that what they learn is then translated into policy. His base of operations would be a 6-bedroom, $3.7 million townhouse blocked from the U.S. Capitol. And this is where Moses Mike lives with a man who claims the separation of church and state is demonic. I mean, this is where we are in the United States of America. This would never happen in any other first world Western democracy, where you would have this crazy toxic enmeshment of church and state and people that have such a black and white worldview. Okay, put up the next slide.
Yeah, this is their Project 2025. They're going full mode with this. Okay? And this guy that they talking about that he lived with allegedly, he always come. The hell is going on? This guy that he lived with allegedly always comes to the door half dressed.
House Speaker Mike Johnson has been staying at the home since around the beginning of this year, according to interviews obtained by ProPublica. Next slide. Here he is. There's the preacher on the left, Moses Mike on the right, and then poor Mike Johnson's wife, but not really poor, because this woman funds a bunch of anti-gay crap in Louisiana, all the Pray the Gay Away stuff, which is nothing short of complete psychological torture and abuse. Next slide. Okay, since the beginning of the year, videos and interviews show Johnson has regularly left the house in the morning and returned in the evening. One day that Johnson was there recently, Berger was also at the home, opening the front door barefoot in pajama bottoms. It appears Johnson may primarily be staying in the home's 2-bedroom basement. I mean, talk about a basement of horrors. But could you imagine if a Democrat were living in such a situation and
Now, remember, this dude think he Moses, but let me show you what the comment board is saying. This is weird, okay? This is weird. All right, they say this dude be coming to the door half dressed. I'm not going to play the whole thing. I'll put the link down in the comment section. Let me show you something.
Could you imagine if a Democrat were living in such a situation and
and both sides are wicked, okay? But I need you to hear this.
Evangelical preacher were answering the door in basically his panties and his top off? I mean, this sounds pretty gay to me. All right, next one. Here they are together, the Pastor Berger and Moses Mike Johnson, calling out demonic practices like secularism, okay?
Now listen, look, this the comment section. Look at what they're saying. This is crazy. Someone saying, as an alphabetty, my gaydar always goes off when I see Mike talk. Remember, this man think he Moses. This is blasphemy. This is why they're not. This is one of the reasons that we keep telling you that we know who these people is. They covered the face of the judges, okay? They running around acting like they us, okay? And they not. Look at this. And these them ancient Romans. It say, they are lovers. I'm a happy man, and I know a roommate is when I see one. You see? People calling these people out. Remember, this man think he's Moses. This is the lunacy of the, and this is what the Most High is doing. He's destroying their minds. We're gonna let a little more of this pet play. I'll put it down in the comment section, and you can watch the whole video because I don't want them to copyright this.
Okay, next up. Recently, Johnson has described his conversations with Trump to the pastor, according to Berger. After Russia invaded Ukraine, Berger said in a sermon that he'd advised some congressmen to see the conflict through the lens of Ezekiel 38 and 39, parts of the Bible some see as prophesizing a great war before the second coming. He did not specify.
And we're going to read some parts of Ezekiel 38 through 39. All right? And this is verse 1. We're going to read verse 1 through, I guess, 8. No, we're going to read to 7. Because remember, they get ready to go to war with Iran. So they know some things. But remember, this man, hey, and they're running the country. Chapter 38, verse 39. The word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesy against him. So see, we know that they know about the Russians and say, Thus says the Lord Yahweh, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth in all thy army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet. Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togarmah of the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee. Be prepared and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. We know Russia going to be a guard to these nations, okay? This thing is getting ready to get on and popping, okay? But yeah, these are the people running the country. Isaiah 19, verse 14. The Lord has sent a spirit of foolishness on them, so all their suggestions are wrong. They cause Egypt to stagger like a drunk in his vomit. There's nothing Egypt can do. All are helpless, the head and the tail, the noble palm branch and lowly reed. You see that? All right, we're going to read this in the KJV. Oh boy, hold on, Jake. All right, yeah, let's read this in the KJV. The Lord has mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err, and every work thereof is a drunken man staggereth in his vomit. Neither shall there be any work for Egypt which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. And as you can see, everything's falling apart. Okay? These politicians, man, they this man thinks he's Moses and he's the Speaker of the House. This is complete lunacy. Okay? But hey, this is what we warn people about. Okay? And remember, people are supporting this. They're supporting Stan here. They supporting the 48ers. There's a lot of weird things going on. They starting to lock people up, calling them terrorists. Okay, even though they ain't doing anything. So what do you think? They're going to come at us eventually for teaching the scriptures. Okay? This is where this thing is headed. And she goes in on them, but her work might be copyrighted because she goes in so hard. So yeah, I just wanted to get that out to the family. But yeah, this man thinks he's Moses. Okay, and a lot of people secretly around think that Trump is related to King David. You see the craziness? And I've heard that before. I was going to do something on it, but I couldn't find the article no more. And I've heard the craziness before with this with this weird relationship with Trump and King David. No, he's Nero. But see, people are going in on it. King David and Donald Trump may be more than you realize, but that's not good. No, they not. Right? This is crazy. Okay? To think that Yahweh ordained a filthy-minded, adulterous, wealthy man with evil in his heart to preside over a nation challenges my self-righteous understanding. But he did, and that sinful man by grace gave us the Psalms. And yeah, well, but King David was a man at the Most High's heart. Okay? And hey, he ain't no David. He's Nero. Okay? So I'm going to get one more scripture and leave it there, Jake. But yeah, the Speaker of the House thinks he's Moses. And people around him think he may be Moses. Okay? We in for a wild ride, Jake. A wild ride. Nahum 3 verse 5. Behold, I am against thee, said the Lord of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame. And this is what you're seeing. Okay? This is what you're seeing. So stay prayed up, Jake. Keep your eyes on all the stuff going on. Okay? The man that think Moses Mike, that's what they call him. He's 2 steps away from being president. Okay? So I see you again real soon. The way things going, anything can happen. Anything. The Most High is going to wrap this thing up. And I'll put that video down in the comment section. Stay prayed up. I'll see you again real soon. Call Halal, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shah, Shalom.